All right, welcome back. This is, I think, our fifth video on the cutting board series, and this is where we're going to put the drip groove in, but I am really inspired to do that equaling the board widths here, so I'll show you how that's done. First of all, I'll figure out which board it is by clicking on it, and I'll run over here to the underlined one. I'm going to activate the end, and I'm going to edit the sketch. The width of the board is now, because I know I'm achieving 3 boards and 10 inches wide, so the width of the board will be 10 divided by 3. Enter. Which is about 3.3 inches. Now, the problem is, when I go to make these boards, I'm going to have some sort of measurement out of that. And what is 3.3 inches? Well, let's see. If I pull up my calculator, well, 0.3, let's see, let's try 5 divided by 16. Enter. That's 0.31. So I can find 5/16 on my ruler. So let's try a different one. We can go a little bigger rate for 0.33. We'll go clear. What's bigger than 5/16? Well, 6/16, which is 3/8. That's too big. So it's a little bigger, so it's not a great number. So maybe I should just go back here and get close. We'll say 5/16 is close enough. Oh, sorry. 3 5/16. There. That's what we're going for. 3 5/16. That's the number. And finish sketch. Okay, so I've lost my board, so I'm going to doghouse my way back. There it is, and I'm going to go and fix this next one. This next one, I click on it, tells me it's here, activate it, and double click the sketch. Go into the sketch, and the number we're looking for is 3 5/16. 3 space 5/16. Enter. Finish sketch. And the last board is this one, and it's going to be here, activate, edit sketch by double clicking, and 3 space 5/16, enter. Finish sketch. Okay, so when I go top level, I have 3 boards exactly the same. That'll be easy to cut on the table saw, so you're always thinking ahead. And now we'll just inspect and measure, and my overall board width won't be exactly, it'll be 11.938 when I'm finished, which for my, it's close enough for me. It doesn't have to be exactly 12, and if it did, I could expand one board a little bit over here maybe and still achieve the same design. But this makes a bit more sense to have them all equal. Okay, so we'll hit close on that, and we're ready to go. So the actual purpose of this video is to put the drip groove in. So this is kind of cool. We are not going to sketch this time. The first time we chose, we're going to make a sketch, so feel free to jump up here and push make a sketch. And we aren't going to sketch on the planes this time. We're going to sketch on the surface of this board, or this board. Let's sketch on the surface of our cutting board. Make sure it says top up here when you do this, so you know what the top is. So click that, and we're sketching on that. So this is the board we're sketching on. However, I would like to be able to see the entire board, and when I create a sketch on this one, it only sees the geometry for this one. And so I need my sketch to be able to access this corner and things like that, but it can't reference them. And I don't know if this makes sense yet, but just do as I do. Go up to Create, and go up to Project, and go Project. And what we're going to do is we are going to project just this point here at the corner, just that point, and this point here, and then push OK. It says 2 are selected, push OK. What that does is it allows us to create a 2-point rectangle from here to here. And that rectangle is going to allow us to create, now see I'm still drawing rectangles, you can see it on my mouse cursor, hit escape and you'll stop drawing rectangles. Now hit O on your keyboard and you'll bring up this shortcut, it's a hotkey, it brings up offset. And then pick this rectangle we just made and start pushing it inwards. And you can see we can make an offset rectangle from that one. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a drip groove that is 5/8 of an inch in from the edge. So let's do that, 5/8. Well, you can 5/8 is what you want to put in there and push enter. So that's our first thing. That's going to be the center of the drip groove. The drip groove is 1/4 inch wide, so 1/8 of an inch in each direction. We would like to have also another line. So what we're going to do is, you can't offset from a line you've already offset from. Hit O for offset again, pick this line, and go 1/8 of an inch less, which happens to be 0.5. Half an inch is 1/8 of an inch less than 5/8. Okay, and now we're going to hit O on the keyboard and pick this reference outer one, and we're going to go all the way in 1/8 of an inch more. So if we are at 5/8, what's an eighth of an inch more? Well, it's 3/4 of an inch. So we'll type 0.75, 3/4 of an inch. Okay, so we got 3 lines. This middle line I don't want anymore, but I'd like to keep it around. It was just to help me build this. So I'm going to change it to what's called a construction line. See over here you got this thing called construction line. If your sketch palette's folded in, just hit these arrows and it pops out. Click on the line, hold shift so you can pick multiple things and click the next line. And then hold shift and click this line, all the middle ones we want, all 4 middle lines. So I've held shift, I've clicked them all. Now hit X on your keyboard. Notice what happens. It turns that line into a dashed line, which means it's a construction line. We don't need to worry about that line anymore. So now what we're going to do, it's just there for reference. It doesn't, the sketch doesn't really pay attention to it. So now what we're going to do is we're going to pick this channel right there, and we're going to pick this channel right there, and it should go all the way around. And because this was our original sketch and these lines are stopping us, we have to hold shift and pick this channel. Oh, did I not hold shift last time? You have to hold shift as you pick these things. So hold shift, pick them all like that. They're all blue now. Now what you're going to do is hit E on your keyboard, and then you're going to zoom in on your little arrow here, and you're going to go downwards. And when you go downwards, it automatically says, oh, you're cutting. So how much would you like to take off? Well, the answer is going to be negative 3/16. 3/16 of an inch. Now, something is going on that's funny here. It's going down 3 inches for some reason. It's supposed to be 3/16. So let me just go up here, and for some reason it's not taking it in, but negative 3/16. There we go. That's what it should look like, and I'm sure yours did. For some reason my program was glitching a bit there. 3/16 is what I want for the distance. And then the other cool feature is the bottom of our drip groove, we want it round. So what we're going to do is we're going to, well, actually we'll do it in the next move. So we'll just put OK. There we go. So we got this 3/16 groove or trench all the way around, and we would like the bottom of it to be rounded. So we're going to pick this thing here called fillet, and zoom in on this and pick that edge, and then run around holding shift. So you have to be pretty good at orbiting, and you have to be pretty good at zooming to do this. Holding shift, I'm going to pick all these edges at the bottom, inside and outside. So here I'm holding shift. If you pick the wrong thing, like suddenly I pick this, just hold shift and pick it again, and it goes away. It deselects it. So right now I've got 4 edges. So I'm going to try and speed up here. I'm going to run around and pick all these, and this one, that one. Oh, and this is the bad part. You got to run in here and get these. Zoom in if you have to, like I did. And so this is a really good exercise in orbiting and zooming and panning. And all you people who decided to just orbit the way I didn't show you, which is just dragging the view cube around or pushing that orbit symbol at the bottom of the screen, well, now you're paying for it. You better learn these mouse commands. So I almost have this done. I'll zoom in here, get that. Make sure you get them all, otherwise you got to go in and do one individually later. Actually, you know what I just realized? Because we picked the fillet command up front, we don't really have to hold the shift button to make this happen. Haha, all you people that were holding the shift button down the whole time, totally unnecessary. So I'm just clicking now. You only have to hold the shift if you did it a different way. Okay, now, I think I've got them all. When you have them all, Look, I got 32 edges I picked. Now what you're going to do is you're going to give it a radius. So see this little arrow down here? You can go down in here and then you can start pulling on this and look what it does. Our job is to try and make it complete like this, so it's like a tube. So just like that. Once you have it, mine happens to be an 1/8 of an inch radius, which makes sense, right? It's 1/4 inch across, an 1/8 of an inch radius on this side, and an 1/8 of an inch radius on this side makes it round. So 0.125, 1/8 of an inch. There we go. Drip groove installed. There's the cutting board. Ooh, this one's looking much nicer than that one. I don't know, it's just a design thing. You decide if it looks nicer or not. So here's the one I made this time. Okay, so this would be my cutting board that I would now generate a set of plans for, and that's going to be the next tutorial. That tutorial turned out longer than I'd thought, but thanks for sticking with it, and hopefully your cutting board looks as good as mine.